You're watching CBS 4 News, South Florida's #1 news at 11.
Many consumers prefer leasing a car instead of buying one, but did you ever consider taking over someone else's lease?
It's now possible thanks to some creative financing, but is it a sound investment? Consumer investigator Al Sunshine takes a look at wheel deals.
I have a new set of expenses. I want to try and lower my expenses.
When Judy Fluke first leased her 2001 BMW SUV 2 years ago, she thought the 36-month deal was pretty good. But with the year remaining on the lease, the CBS 4 art director needed to reallocate her expenses, reduce her payments. Now to do that, she had to get out of the lease, but she could face a hefty early termination fee from her leasing company.
Most contracts written in the laws of Florida does have a early termination agreement, but it could cost the consumer several $100
or more. Sometimes it can be very expensive.
But through a friend, Judy found LeaseTrader.com. It's a lease brokerage company letting customers advertise their vehicles and their leasing terms to potential buyers looking for deals to take over existing leases.
Basically, it's an exchange, somebody taking over your lease, your credit isn't hurt, and it sounded like a good deal to me.
What's in it for the buyer?
Well, I think the buyer is very important in this case. If I'm looking to get out of this before my lease is up, and if they're looking to get into this type of car for a year, I think it's kind of a win-win situation for both of us.
Here's how it works. Judy pays a listing fee of about $40. A potential buyer is charged a $25 credit application fee by LeaseTrader. If the buyer has good enough credit, the lease broker connects the seller and buyer together to finalize the actual deal. But it still has to be approved by the original leasing company.
You definitely have to have the leasing company's approval. What we do is called, in the industry, either a lease transfer or a lease assumption.
But state consumer protection officials warn lease brokers are not regulated in Florida, and many leasing companies refuse to work with them at all. And according to LeaseTrader's own figures, only about 1 in 5 consumers like Judy have actually been able to successfully transfer old leases to new customers.
It was in great condition when I got it, and it's still in great condition.
Meet UM student Morgan Weiner. Last summer, through the broker, she was able to take over the remaining 1-year lease on this Saab convertible. Her total cost? Just a $25 credit fee.
It worked perfectly for me. I figured I can get my 11, 12, or 13-month lease and not give any down payment.
In this case, the seller had to pay LeaseTrader a commission totaling 1 month's leasing payment, $420.
Now, if you're a lease seller, make sure you know about all the extra costs. And if you put any money down, you probably won't get that back. If you're a buyer with good credit, hey, you could find some pretty good deals. But if you have poor credit, you probably won't even get past the initial credit check. I'm Al Sunshine, CBS 4 News, Tonight.